This video is going to cover the unit circle and how I basically tell kids how to memorize it. You don't need to memorize every single line. So the way that some people have this hand thing that they do, I don't do that. If you want to learn that, YouTube a different video. The way I do it though, I make my kids memorize quadrant 1. So here's quadrant 1. Oh, and by the way, a unit circle just means it's a circle with radius of 1 throughout the entire thing, no matter where you are on it. It has a radius of 1. All right, here's how I tell my kids to memorize it. Basically, you're going to have pi over 6, aka 30 degrees. You're going to have pi over 4, aka 45 degrees. And you're going to have pi over 3, that's 60 degrees. Now, these things are going to have coordinates, like an XY coordinate almost. In your coordinate, it's always going to be cosine first, then sine. All right? Now, you will have to memorize these 6 values right here. And it goes root 3 over 2, 1/2, root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2, and then 1/2 root 3 over 2. So first thing to notice is everything's over 2. Second thing to notice is at 45 degrees, sine and cosine are the same. So really, you only need to get your 1 over 2, root 3 over 2 correct in terms of x or y, cosine or sine, for these 2 angles. If you can memorize this right here, you've just memorized the entire unit circle. Because what's going to happen is, at any location, like any other quadrant, basically you'll have your angle. So for example, 3 pi over 4 here, it's got a coordinate. All you have to do is take this coordinate and apply this thing I showed you in the last video. All students take calculus. This right here tells you if cosine's positive or negative for that quadrant. So like in quadrant 2, cosine being negative, I would just do like negative root 2 over 2. The values don't change. And then sine is positive in quadrant 2, so my sine is positive root 2 over 2. And now I've got that coordinate down. Or if it was like 5 pi over 6, my cosine's going to be negative, so negative root 3 over 2. My sine's going to be positive, positive 1/2. Or say they gave you something that was in like this quadrant 4, for example. So like, I don't know, 5 pi over 3 or something. All you have to do is realize in quadrant 4, your cosine is positive. So copy the same cosine, positive 1/2. And your sine value is going to be negative, so negative root 3 over 2. You're just using these as reference angles, essentially, and then applying positive cosine, negative sine based on this information up here. And if you do that correctly, you don't have to memorize the entire unit circle. So just memorize this right here. And then in terms of quadrantals, a quadrantal is whenever it ends up like exactly on an axis. It's just going to be like, this is 0 and it's at 1 comma 0. You can put 0 pi if you want. This is pi over 2 and it's at 0 comma 1. This is pi and that's at negative 1 comma 0. And then this down here is 3 pi over 2 and that's at 0, negative 1. So those 4 orange dots you need to know, and everything in red you need to know. And if you can do that correctly and apply this right here, you'll have the entire unit circle memorized. Hope this video helped.